Passive income is the true path to financial freedom. Imagine earning an extra 1,000 euro every single month without working for it, for the rest of your life. There's only one question. How do you do it if you start from zero? Well, let me introduce you to Edward, Simon and Robert, who have done it already, each with their own individual strategy. Let's see how they did it step by step, so you can find the right strategy for you. This is Simon the Saver. Simon does what most Germans do, invest on a bank account, because he likes safety. And because he likes safety so much, I hope he's not trying to pay with his AI-generated euro bills, might get him into a lot of trouble at the grocery store. Simon and the other two boys have 14,000 euros saved up, you'll find out later why that odd number, and they all earn the average German salary of 4,600 euro gross, which means they have almost 3,000 euro net in their pocket every month. Simon the Saver goes for the best deals among fixed-term savings accounts, Festgeld in German, and flexible savings accounts, Tagesgeld in German. And since Tagesgeld gives you more flexibility and a higher interest rate currently, Simon eliminates the fixed-term savings accounts for now. Things might change, so try to find the best deal whenever you are watching this video with the two calculators that are linked in the description. And every once in a while, you might also get some special bonuses like the 40 euro you get from Consorsbank right now. 3.15% is the interest rate Simon is working with. So he aims to have 380,953 euro in his savings account to make 1,000 euro a month passive income. Right? No. Simon forgot one thing: taxes. The first 1,000 euro a year will be tax-free thanks to Simon's Freistellungsauftrag. Okay, but that's pretty insignificant if he wants 1,000 euro per month. So with taxes and Freistellungsauftrag included, Simon needs 15,940 euro interest a year to make 1,000 euro net per month. And that means he needs 506,032 euros in his savings account. Luckily, he starts with 14,000 euros saved up, and let's say he adds another 20% of his net income per month, so 600 euros. That means he has 104,000 euro in his savings account after 10 years, that's not 506,000, 226,000 after 20 years, that's not 506,000 either. Simon needs to save almost 36 years to reach 506,000 euro in his savings account. Start as early as you can and everything will be a lot easier going forward. And if we can help you in achieving your financial goals, then let us know by booking a free meeting with us right here. While Simon the Saver does what most Germans do, Edward the ETF Investor does what most of you guys would probably do when you try to build passive income: invest in ETFs. ETFs are great because they allow you to invest in entire markets instead of betting on single stocks, but Edward cannot invest in any ETF. No. Eddie has to invest in a specific type of ETF. When companies in the ETF pay a dividend, a distributing ETF will pass on that dividend to you investors. These are the ETFs Eddie needs. Accumulating ETFs are not right for him. Now, should Edward invest in ETFs with the highest dividend yield possible? No, that's a bad investment strategy. And here's why. Look at the first ETF with 10% dividend yield that also lost 10% in value over the last 3 years. The second ETF with only 2% however, doubled in value over the same period. So let's calculate with a dividend yield of 2% per year to see how much money Edward needs to get 1,000 euro a month in passive income. Because of capital gains taxes, Eddie needs, just like Simon, 15,940 euro pre-tax, and that means he needs 797,000 euros in ETFs. He needs 57% more money than Simon to reach his passive income goal, but he achieves the goal a lot faster. Why? Because the average stock market return over the last 150 years with reinvested dividends is 9.4% per year, almost 3 times as much as Simon's return. And that's why Eddie has 152,000 in his ETF portfolio in 10 years, 489,000 in 20 years, and he reaches his target portfolio in less than 25 years. Even though Edward needs 57% more money, he reaches his goal 11 years earlier. Crazy what a high return can do for you. But that doesn't mean that Simon's approach is worse than Eddie's. As far as I'm concerned, diversification is key to investment success, and every financial product can be good if you use it right. Except the Bausparvertrag maybe. So use Simon's savings account for your emergency fund, and once you have that, invest the rest in ETFs like Edward. If you want to put your ETFs in a broker, you can find the best one in Germany with our calculator linked in the description. And if you want to put your ETFs in a pension to save taxes, you can find our playlist right here. Speaking about taxes, Robert the real estate investor has a different approach than Simon and Edward. A different approach, but the same sweater as Simon. And I have the same sweater too. But I don't tuck it in my jeans like Robert. I'm not that German. While Simon and Edward have to pay taxes along the way to get their 1,000 euro passive income, Robert turns the tables and gets tax benefits. Here's a property from perfinex.de/properties to show you what Robert did. It costs right around 250,000 euro with a return on rent of around 4.5%. Nothing special, nothing fancy, a nice first property investment. Because the property is here in Bavaria, we have the lowest closing costs in Germany. And because we don't charge any real estate agent fees for you guys, the minimum investment is 14,000 euro if you get a 100% mortgage. And now you know why all 3 boys started with 14,000 euro initial investment. If Edward's mortgage has 4% interest and 3% repayment, the numbers look like this. It looks overwhelming, I know, but stay with me, we can do this. When Robert buys the property, he will get almost 10,000 euro from his 14,000 investment back because of his 23,000 taxable loss with the renovation benefits. The negative cash flow is 7,001 euro, 200 euro less than the investment of Simon and Edward. And you can see that Robert's cash flow gets better and better every year. Until, look at year 23. Robert's after-tax cash flow is 12,048 euros a year or 1,004 euros per month. Robert the real estate investor reached his goal of 1,000 euro passive income 2 years before Edward the ETF investor and 13 years before Simon the saver. And we didn't even talk about scaling to a second property with cash out refinancing. Now that doesn't mean that Robert's approach is better than the others. He certainly has a lot more work in the beginning because finding a good property at a good price is a lot harder than finding a good ETF or a good savings account. Every financial product has its right to be there, and diversification is key to investment success. Simon's savings account for your emergency fund, Edward's ETF portfolio as a first investment, and Robert's real estate once you build some equity and are ready to invest for the long term. Because you can't just sell a property like this if you want. Which this investor regrets a lot because he destroyed his entire financial life with the property he bought. So you better watch this video now to learn from his mistakes. And if we can help you to improve your financial future, then you can book a free meeting with us right here.